Hello YouTube. I just randomly hopped on here. The time currently is 12:56 a.m. not p.m. and I know it's pretty late. I have to complete my shower routine. I have to take care of my hair, my skin. I have to declutter a couple of things and also read at least 20 pages of a book. But I was just feeling very inspired to shoot a video, and I know I do not look perfect. I've had a very busy day since morning. I was caught up. I had to pay a visit to the hospital as well because I'm having certain skin condition which perhaps is an autoimmune disorder, but that is not something to be terrified of. It is something that will be taken care of eventually. So I had to undergo some tests and everything, but that is not why I'm making this video. Also, do not mind the blotch of talcum powder. It's just that I also like to apply talcum powder sometimes because it just makes me feel fresh. um there was just a train of thought that was sitting in my mind, and I'm someone who journals very very often, so I try to get it out there. But now I thought, now that I have a larger audience there on Instagram and I want to put myself out on social media completely, and I also do have a dedicated YouTube channel uh by my own name, which I am hoping I would keep active. I thought I would share something that happened to me a couple of days ago when I was going out for a meeting. And let me just tell you something about myself, okay? I'm very serious when it comes to work. Not just the kind of work that gives me money, like not just professional work that I have to do, but any kind of work. Let's say gym, like that's an active work, right? That's an investment to work for the greatest asset that God has given me, that is my body and my health. And yeah, and let's say I was a college student until a couple of weeks ago, and now I have my master's degree with myself. So even in college, I was known by my professors and my fellow friends to be the student who would be always be the first person to enter the classroom. Let's say the lecture started at 9:15. I was that student consistently, rain, hail, or storm. I do not care. Consistently, I would reach my classroom at 8:30 a.m. sharp. I would be there inside the classroom even before the professor could arrive. I was the person who would go inside, switch on the lights and the AC, draw the curtains, not because somebody asked me to, but this is how I am programmed, okay? For me, 5 minutes early is actually on time, and on time means late. So all I want to say is I want you to give a gist of how I function and how my brain works when it comes to being at important locations. I respect and value time a lot. Now, the reason that I'm telling you all of this is because a couple of days ago, as I said, I was supposed to have a very important Saturday. I had 3 back-to-back meetings lined up, followed by meeting a friend, also because he wanted help with his work and not just hanging out. Not that there's something wrong with meeting a friend just because you want to hang out, you want to vent. That is absolutely okay. That is something that I do as well. But I'm just trying to tell you as to how really work related that day was. Now, I left my home to the place where I was supposed to go is just 40 minutes away, okay? Sometimes you can reach in 20 if there's no traffic at all, if it's a Sunday. But I was hoping that I would leave my home 2 hours to 1.5. I'm absolutely okay waiting at the reception. I'm absolutely okay waiting for the meeting to begin and having to wait in the lobby or the reception even for an hour. But I am absolutely not okay for arriving late even by a minute. So that is who I am. So I booked my cab, and surprisingly, all of the different cabs, they cancelled on me, and they kept cancelling on me multiple times, which is something that I rarely get to experience in metropolitan cities. I was in Delhi before. Even before that, I was here in this city, Kolkata, and I'm currently here. So the maximum that happens is, I mean, if I were to board myself a cab at, let's say, an ungodly are like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. At that point in time, I might have to go through this, but I was supposed to leave my home at 12 noon, so I start booking app cabs. I'm not even making this up, okay? They kept on canceling on me over 15-16 times, to the point where I now, and also my car is at the service center, so we have one car and it's at the service center currently, so calling my driver and asking him to pull up the car from the garage would not have worked anyway. So I knew I had to travel by a cab, and because I had 2 hours in my hand, 2 extra hours in my hand, I thought I would be able to make it there on time. Now, they kept on cancelling on me all of these different app cabs over and over again, to the point that now I look at my clock and then I realize that 45 minutes have always passed by. But since I had a safety net of an extra 1 hour, I was like, okay, let me see if we can still make things work. So again, I kept on doing it. I did not cancel on any of my meetings, and as luck would have it, a cab driver actually ended up accepting my ride booking. So I was happy, and the map showed that he was just 8-9 minutes away. I was like, इतना इंतज़ार कर लिया है और थोड़ा इंतज़ार कर लूँ तो क्या ही चला जाएगा. It's okay. I was happy that at least I got a cab. Okay, at least I'll now be able to make there on time, and I would not have to cancel or reschedule the meeting, because that would be terrible. So he tries to come. I go downstairs. The people who help us spot the cars and then direct them inside the gate so that it's comfortable for me to sit and everything without having to watch out for the car. I see them stand on the road for like 15-20 minutes, and I go like, wait, has the car not arrived yet? And then I go and look at my map again. I see that the driver is stuck. Now I'm thinking in my head, what if he's also on the way of canceling my ride? Like, I would have completely, I mean, my nervous system is very regulated, so I would have not felt broken. I mean, I would have not accepted my defeat. That's just who I am and how I am. So, but yes, there was a sense of fear. I was like, what the hell is happening? So I ended up calling this cab wale bhaiya, and then I asked him, and then he says that there's some sort of political rally on the road which we were not informed about pehle se, because if we were, like, I would have gotten to know. Like, somebody, either my brothers or my uncle or my father, would have ended up telling me that there is a political rally at so and so date. So I would have been ready, and I would have rescheduled everything according to that. So due to which the roads are now blocked. And then I was like, I have to make it to this meeting. I have given my commitment. There is no way that I'm not doing it. So I asked him to come from, so let's say this is my home and the cab was coming from here. He found that there were barricades, and under no circumstances were they they were like literally people from RAF, like police officers, they were not letting anybody enter. Okay, understandable. So I direct him. I was like, bhaiya, ab ghoom ke aiye, because there is a road parallel to this. And basically I was telling him to come from this side. I knew it would take 10 more minutes, but then again, getting inside the cab at that point in time was my priority. Now this app cab wale bhaiya comes from this direction, and then he calls me again, and then he says the road is actually blocked from both the sides. And I'm like, what the hell. So I asked him to stop in there, and this is how my brain functions, okay? I do not get dejected or disappointed easily. So if life makes me face an obstacle, my brain works in the way that, like, how do we still dribble it and move forward? So stopping or taking a reverse gear is something that my brain just does not know how to register. So I did not get frustrated. I was like, you wait there, I'll do something to get there, okay? So my father was not here, and I cannot drive a two-wheeler by myself. So I asked one of these like helps, like the people who help us. So I was like that I need to we always have an extra motorcycle and car here at home. So he knows how to ride a bike, and I was like, I will be a pillion rider. Could you please like take Papa's keys and actually take me to there? Like, I go there, and then of course I meet this app cab wale bhaiya, and now I'm sitting in my cab. And now I get to face the most horrendous traffic jam that I've ever seen in my life throughout the road. So I was supposed to reach there within 35-40 minutes, because it is what typically it takes from my home to reach to that particular place, okay? And now one more hour has passed by, and you must have guessed it by now, I'm already late. So I'm like thoda sa panicking inside the car, because I knew, my brain knew that, even if I were to fly by an aeroplane, which was not possible at that point in time, of course, I would still not make it on time. And that's shameful for me. That is not who I am, okay, internally. So anyway, I make it to that place, and I keep this receptionist constantly on loop. I keep this person constantly on loop, who was actually, emailing me and maintaining a who was basically managing me. So, and I tell her about all of the problems, and till then she did not ask me to not come, okay? So I'm constantly telling her that my ETA is this, I will be late, I apologize, this is what had happened, but I'll make sure to make up for it and all of these things. Oh my god, I just took a Diet Coke break. Here it is. I just realized that I had been talking constantly, like non-stop, for 10 minutes straight, and now I wanted some hydration. So anyway, picking up the story from where I left off. So what happens is, I reach there, and before reaching there, like 15 minutes before reaching there, I'm still trying to connect to her so that I can tell her that I'm just 15 minutes away from the office where the meeting was supposed to be conducted. So now I'm calling her, and she's not answering. And I've called her like on her WhatsApp number, I've called her on her phone, like the phone would ring, but she would just not answer. And I already could sense that something was wrong, okay, because it was petrifying, okay, it was petrifying. So I keep on calling her like 7-8 times in 15 minutes, and she's not responding. I WhatsApped her, and she's not responding either. And then I reached there, and now I'm waiting at the reception, and I'm desperately waiting, because she is my point of contact, right? She is the connection between me and the office. So I keep on calling her, and she's not answering. And then I waited for 20 more minutes in the same office, and then now she calls me back, and she calls me back to tell me that I am already 90 minutes late, which is something that I was 1000%, like the meeting was supposed to begin at 2, which is the reason why I thought I would leave home by 12:30, but now it was 3:30 p.m. And then she said that the team with whom I was supposed to have a meeting, they have already left. Conclusion is, the meeting cannot be conducted today. So now I pack my bags, I try to make things work, and I'm like constantly thinking to myself as to what I should do next, because the meeting that was supposed to happen after that also kind of like I got late for that as well. Anyway, mentally I'm not feeling the best, of course, because things were not happening the way that I wanted them to happen, and things were falling off track back to back, or at least that is what I thought, okay? But you would need to watch this video till the end in order to understand why I'm ranting so much, because there's a very big message. There's something very amazing that happened at the end while I came back home not feeling like a 10 on 10. I had the best ham and cheese croissant with hot chocolate, and I also ended up having French press and some tiramisu. So I was just treating myself. I was like, let me have some good food. I got good pictures. I made thoda bahut content as well, sitting inside the cafe, and I ended up calling a friend who I was supposed to meet the same day, and then he also tells me that he's having, like, he had some trouble with the cops, wherein nothing very serious though. I mean, anything cop related is serious, what am I even saying? But like he was there at the police station, so even he was not having the best day, but the conclusion was that the meeting with him was also cancelled. Now here we come to the interesting part of the video. Let me take a break. Sorry. Wow, I'm sorry for the fact that you guys fell off. So anyway, the moment that I came home, and of course I was not at my best for obvious reasons, My mother told me that she got a call from my father exactly at the time when I left. There was a major car accident that happened along the same way, the same route through which I was supposed to travel, through which I traveled actually, but at a different time, okay, because there was a rally at my place, as I said. You would not believe, but it happened exactly at the time span or the time frame. Like, if things were to execute smoothly, I would be at the exact same place where the accident happened at the exact same time when the accident happened. It could be me. It was a major car accident. I'm not talking about, I mean, every accident is major. Like, it was major to the point that the car that actually got crashed had casualties, had dead people. The other cars, the other vehicles around it, including two motorcyclists, as my dad said, they also got severely and seriously injured to the point that they had to be taken to a hospital. That reminded me of the burnt toast theory. Okay, if you do not know about the burnt toast theory, you can go and Google it, but it actually follows along the line of when God, when you have chalked out and planned something in your head very clearly, and you're hoping that things would work out or unravel themselves in that exact time, and that does not happen. That is, the universe makes you face delays. You should not panic. You should trust the universe's decision, God's divine timing, because every delay that happens, it happens to protect you. So the moral of the story is, like, I thought about that. I sat in my room, I thought about that, and I was like, wait, at that point in time, the emotions I had were frustration. Okay, it was a bit of shame because I knew I was going to be late, and being punctual is one of my strongest suits. Okay, not everybody can master it. I'm very happy to say, like, I'm proud of myself that I have mastered it. I've gotten compliments about it, and I've seen this trait common in every top 1% people, man or woman, that they are fucking punctual and they are serious with their own time and with other people's time as well. But my little brain could not comprehend that all of this was happening for a greater good. God was literally trying to protect me, and He did that. And God was really like, girl, if the cost of me protecting you is you being angry on me for not ruling things at your timing, I'm okay to take it. You can hate me for 1 hour, 2 hours, for the entire day, and you can complain to me. You can come bickering to me and be like, hey, because of you, I not only did I have a bad reputation amongst all of the other team members, but I also ended up having a very shitty day. And the moment that I realized that, like sitting on the same bed while I was changing, I was like, thank you, God. Thank you so much. I would no longer be doubting God's plan and God's divine timing. So now I'm having everything that I wanted to have, but those are happening on at their own timing, not at the timing that necessarily I would want them to happen at. But then whatever, I trust, like, God's plans, God's timing is better than mine. That's it from me tonight. I hope you have an amazing day ahead whenever you're watching this video, and I'm sending lots and lots of love, positivity, courage, and big hugs from my side, and obviously free kisses.